Hello everybody, welcome to the video on e-commerce interview questions and answers from Career Right. The position of e-commerce specialist is one that is going to get more popular with each passing day. So if you are interviewing for one such position, here are some important questions you must prepare. But before we begin, let me tell you the trick to crack any interview. And it is, always try to give crisp and complete answers. And that will happen only with the preparation. So let's start. Coming to question number 1. What is e-commerce? Name some popular e-commerce platforms you are aware of. Now see, this is a straight and simple question that the interviewers can ask to begin the discussion. But if you go unprepared, you might not have sufficient things to say and your answer would remain incomplete. So to answer this question, you can say e-commerce, which we also call as online shopping in our everyday conversations, means making the use of internet to procure our goods or services. The websites or apps from where you procure these goods are referred to as online marketplace or online shopping platforms. Online shopping has become more popular in last some years as it provides us the ease of making the purchases from the comfort of our home without having to visit the store. The sellers are benefited as they get a huge customer base. Everyone using internet and having a need for their product can be their potential customer now. Some of the platforms to create e-commerce websites that have gained huge popularity in last some years are Shopify, Wix, WooCommerce, Magneto, BigCommerce, Squarespace, etc. Now, do you realize if you go unprepared, you might forget to use terms like online marketplace or talk about the benefits of e-commerce, which actually add weight to your answer and show your preparation. Fantastic. Let's move on to question number 2 now. Tell us something about dropshipping model of e-commerce. To answer this question, you can say dropshipping is a business model wherein the store that sells the products doesn't actually stock it. It gets the orders and passes them on to the suppliers, who in turn pack and ship it to the customer. The focus of the store is only on marketing the product and getting the orders. It doesn't bother about inventory management. Now, to make the answer more interesting, you can further add that the model got popular with online stores like Meesho, ShopClues, etc. And to further complete the answer, talk about the advantages and disadvantages of this model. For this, you can say something like the biggest advantage of this model is that it doesn't require you to make any big investment in stocks to start the business. You can just act as a middleman and get the buyer and supplier connected and earn your margins. And if I have to talk about the disadvantages of this model, the biggest disadvantage is controlling the quality and on-time delivery of the product, as you rely on a third party to handle both these things. At times, it may also happen that you take an order only to realize that the product is out of stock. So these are certain things that need to be streamlined to run the business smoothly. See, all of this is going to happen only when you prepare well. Just reading superficially is not going to help you crack the interview. That is why preparation is very important. Completeness of answer is very important. Great. Let's move on to question number 3 now. Can you name some e-commerce business trends that have recently started gaining momentum? Now see, this is a very, very important question because it tells the interviewers how updated you are about the latest happenings in the e-commerce market. To answer this question, you can say something like, there are 3 trends that I would specifically like to talk about here. All 3 of them have started making their presence felt since some years and are set to grow with time. The first one is the use of AR and VR, which clubs AR/VR technologies with e-commerce. AR here stands for augmented reality and VR stands for virtual reality. Now, to complete the answer, talk a bit about how AR/VR is used and give some examples. For example, you can say something like, this model lets the users try the product using their device camera. It enables them to see how the product would actually look in a given physical space. At the moment, it is being used to sell accessories, jewelries, apparels, furniture, etc. Now, the second trend that is gaining huge momentum in the domain of e-commerce is promotion of products during live streaming. Now, here the host promotes the products during the live streaming of a video. This model is actively used in organizing virtual exhibitions, expert question and answer type of sessions, interactive workshops, etc. And the third one is smart home commerce. Here, you keep interacting with your voice assistant or a touch screen and place your orders to an e-commerce website through it now. This means that you don't have to touch your computer anymore. Just talk to a voice assistant like Alexa or Siri and they will place the order for you. So basically, do you realize now? You have to make the interview flow like a discussion by giving details and examples, which is going to help you crack the interview. Great. Let's move on to question number 4 now. Can you talk about some latest ways the market is observing to increase the sales of products online? Now see, we all know the importance of SEO, social media marketing, affiliate marketing, etc. to popularize a website, app or product. Everyone will talk about them. But the market is continuously evolving, which is putting a lot of new ways on the plate of the young e-commerce specialists. It is very important to be aware of them and talk about them also during the interview if you want to stand out. So some of the ways that you can mention are: number 1, influencer live streaming, where you can collaborate with the influencers, request them to live stream about your product, answer the questions and generate some sales on the spot. Number 2, social commerce, where the users can buy the products directly through your social media posts. Number 3, WhatsApp commerce. Set up your WhatsApp business account, create a catalog and sell through it. Number 4, personalized retargeting. Someone who has shown a certain level of interest in your product is definitely a hot potential customer. Showing personalized ads to them is a great way to reignite their desire to buy. And number 5, abandoned cart recovery. This is one of the best strategies to boost your e-commerce sales. Someone who added the product to their cart but didn't complete the transaction is definitely a big potential buyer. Reapproaching them is a great way to increase the conversion rates. Many e-commerce platforms these days have this inbuilt facility where you can email the people who abandoned their cart and reignite their interest. So you see how I've provided some details after each of these trends, which provides completeness to the answer and make you stand out of the crowd. Now see, when you talk about someone abandoning their carts, there is a very high possibility for the interviewers to ask you a follow-up question on this. And the trick here is to anticipate these follow-up questions so that you can be prepared to answer them. The question can be something like, explain cart abandonment please. What are some of the common reasons for people to abandon their carts? To answer this question, you can say, cart abandonment is when someone begins to shop from your website, adds the products to their cart, but leaves midway without completing the transaction. Some of the common reasons for people to abandon their carts are: number 1, no guest checkouts were allowed. Here, you don't have to force people to register. Keep the checkout process as easy and simple as you can. Number 2, very high extra costs like shipping, taxes, fees, etc. Number 3, the site didn't look trustworthy for my credit card details. This is very, very important. If you want people to use their credit card or other financial details on your website, you have to make it look trustworthy. Number 4, the order cost was not clearly understandable. Number 5, unfavorable return policy. People might be worried if they don't like the product, they'll have to just keep it with themselves. Number 6, my payment method was not supported. Some people may want to pay via credit card, debit card, net banking or UPI or any other medium. You have to support all of them. Number 6, the website crashed midway. The next one, insufficient product details or unclear product images. Both of these things can be very big reasons for people to abandon their carts because they don't trust you sufficiently, they don't know the product sufficiently, right? Now try to imagine what are the things that would stop you from transacting with a platform. They would apply to everyone else also. So these are the type of things that you have to talk about during the interview. Question number 6. What do you know about two-factor authentication and tokenization measures used to secure online transactions? Now see, both these terms are related to the security aspect of e-commerce. But rather than asking a direct question on security, I've preferred to pick up just two terms out of it. The interviews can also do this. And that is why in-depth knowledge is required to crack the interview. To answer this question, you can say two-factor authentication, also called as 2FA, is a method where you provide an additional factor to verify your transaction. For example, when you receive an OTP on your email or phone number to complete your transaction, it is 2FA or two-factor authentication. Now, talking about tokenization, it is a process in which you replace the sensitive data like credit card information with a unique identifier. This identifier is called as a token. Moving on to question number 7 now. Why do you think subscription model is a major hit in the e-commerce industry? To answer this question, you can say something like, with people getting used to e-commerce, there are a lot of products that people need on a regular basis. And rather than going to buy them every month or so, they prefer to subscribe. It just adds ease to their life. For example, you need this grocery at the beginning of every month, subscribe. However, a major challenge with this model is the churn rate. That is the rate at which the customers discontinue their association with a company or service. To reduce the subscription churn rate, offering special perks such as free delivery, lower prices, and access to limited products is helpful. Maintaining a good communication with your customers over the messages is a good way to make them stay with you too. Now see, as soon as you talk about the churn rate here, the interviewer knows that you have in-depth knowledge, which is helping you provide the complete answer. And this is what is expected in the interview. Okay, and finally coming to the last question for today's video. Name some key metrics used to measure the success of an e-commerce business. Now see, this is a very, very important question for any interviewer or any company because measuring the measurables is the key to success. To answer this question, you can say the e-commerce business these days is carried out both through apps and websites. Some of the key metrics that are common in both the cases are number 1, website traffic or app engagement, then conversion rate, customer acquisition cost, average order value, cart abandonment rate, repeat purchase rate, gross margin, etc. However, there are some additional metrics that you would use to see if your app is doing well or not. And they are number 1, app downloads or installations. Then engagement on your app, ratings and reviews, app store ranking, load time, etc. See, it is important to complete the answer here because that is what most of the candidates won't do. And that is something that would make you stand out of the crowd, that as I have been. So you see, what's important here is to complete the answer because that is something most of the candidates won't do, and there lies your opportunity. If you complete the answers, you will stand out of the crowd and get that job. With this, I sincerely hope whatever we have learned in today's video is going to be useful to you in securing your next job interview. If you have found today's video useful, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And to stay updated with more such videos that can help you get your dream job, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.